So you want to be wealthy. That's great, but how do you do it? How do you actually make money? Money has a set of laws, and if you want to build wealth that outlasts your life into the next generations, you have to follow these 5 steps. Hey there, my name is Mike Fritz. I'm the founder of Titanium Capital Investments, Power Up Real Estate, and my greatest passion is helping entrepreneurs and real estate investors just like you create financial freedom. And one of the things we have to understand is how money works. This video is brought to you by our Manage Money and Create Wealth ebook. We want to give you a free copy today. If you go into the description, click that link, you can secure your very own copy of that book and make sure you can start building the foundations you need to create wealth and absolutely live the wealthy life you desire. So how does money actually work? One of the things that people misunderstand about money is they think that money is this innate object that just sits there and then you just go get it. Money actually has a set of laws, and it has very little to do with what most people think it does. And this is why there's so few people that are actually wealthy. If you look at the percentages, the percentage of people that are actually wealthy is very low compared to the amount of people on the earth. And why is that? It's because these simple laws are not followed by most people. So there's 3 things I want to talk to you that money doesn't do, and 2 things that money does do. And if you understand these 5 things, it will change the way you operate your life. The difference between the wealthy and the poor, or the people that just don't have money, it's because the wealthy understand these principles. I want to first say, and this is a side note, wealth doesn't have anything to do with opportunity. This is just bonus. Wealth doesn't have anything to do with opportunity, because opportunity knocks on people's door all the time and they completely miss it because they don't know what to look for and they don't even know what to do when they get it. So understanding, this is not a tilt of opportunity. Like some people have opportunity, some people don't. Yes, some people are born into situations where more opportunities presented to them. But how do you reconcile 2 people that are grown up in the same home? Both have the same opportunity. One goes on to be wealthy and one does not, because one applies these principles. And by the way, the same way somebody can come out of a completely financially destitute environment and become wealthy, and most of the millionaires, that's what happens. The same can happen with you. So you have to understand these 5 principles. These principles change the way you will do money and change the way you will go after money. The very first principle I want you to understand is money doesn't follow need. Money doesn't care who needs it, or else the people that were poor would have it. Money is not attracted to need. In fact, it's often repelled from need. The more you need it, the often money magnetizes against that, because money doesn't follow need. So if you're sitting in a situation right now and you really need cash, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you need it. Money doesn't follow that. And if it's okay with you in this video, I'm going to be real with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you the real of money, and it's not going to follow your need. If you have a bill that you can't pay this Friday that's due, money doesn't know that because it's not cognitive, but it is energetic. What that means is money doesn't have a mind that it says, oh, Mike needs money, I'm going to go and make sure I apply myself to Mike's bank account so he has enough to pay his bills. Money's not that, but it is energetic. And a lot of time with need comes desperation. And money, very few things will repel money like desperation. Desperation, desperate energy pushes it out because it creates an emotionality in us, and we start reacting to situations emotionally, not logically and strategic. Money repels often need. So if you need it, don't continue to operate in a state of need. Operate in a state of passion. Operate in a state of pursuit, but don't operate in a state of need. The idea is you may need it, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you need it. So the first thing you have to understand, and all wealthy people understand this, it doesn't matter if a company needs it. Companies go out of business every single day that need cash. People go bankrupt every single day that need cash. People remain poor and can't buy the simple things of life every day because they need cash. Money doesn't follow need. So it doesn't matter if you need it. The second thing is money doesn't follow desire. And it doesn't matter if you want it. There's a lot of people that want to be wealthy, but money doesn't care. Money doesn't care if you want it. Money only cares about the principles that attract it. And we're going to go over those 2 in a minute. But again, you have to understand money doesn't care who wants it. Money doesn't follow desire. So you want to be wealthy. Doesn't matter. You want to build a business? Doesn't matter. You want to have great relationships? It doesn't matter. Now, does success start with desire? Yes, but desire alone doesn't do anything for any success principle in life, and especially when it comes to money. So again, you may say, man, I want it so bad and I need it so much. Both of those things, they're not what is going to bring money to you. And again, they often place you in an emotional state rather than a logical state. So when you're thinking about money, understand your need and your passion don't bring revenue. I'll give you an example. When I was a keynote speaker traveling the country, doing hundreds of talks a year at different colleges and universities and companies, and I was speaking to some high schools, and as I was continuing to inspire leaders, I learned something as I was a speaker. It didn't matter how passionate I was to get my message to the world. That did not dictate if an event coordinator booked me to speak. What dictated if an event coordinator booked me to speak is if I had the value they were looking for in the presentation I specialized in. So they booked me based on what they needed and based on what they wanted, not based on what I needed and what I wanted. And it's the same with money. Money will go to certain principles that we're going to talk about in a minute, but it doesn't go to desire. It doesn't matter how passionate you are about your business. That doesn't mean you'll make money. It doesn't matter how passionate you are about investing in real estate. That doesn't mean you'll ever do it, because again, it has to do with two specific things. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So money doesn't follow need and money doesn't follow desire. The third thing is money doesn't follow work ethic. And I know you may even push back on me a little on this. There are people that work way harder than me that make way less than I do. And that's true all over the board. Work ethic doesn't equal wealth unless work ethic is applied to something that can create wealth. So again, just because you're the hardest worker, you want it the most, you're the most passionate, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you need it the most. Again, work ethic doesn't create wealth unless it's aimed at a strategic strategy that can create wealth. So you may be working hard at the wrong thing. And again, getting nowhere, because work ethic, unless applied to a strategy that creates wealth, doesn't matter. It often will work you into a hole, it'll burn you out, and you won't get any more results than you did if you did nothing. So again, I'm not saying don't work hard, but what I'm saying is you have to change the way that you think about work. Because again, we've all heard this statement, don't work hard, work smart, right? The idea is don't work harder, work smarter. Because smarter, the idea is that I'm going to apply my information, I'm going to apply my work ethic to something that actually creates wealth. So again, understand, doesn't follow need, doesn't follow desire, and it doesn't follow work ethic. This is why a lot of people, by the way, are broke. That's why a lot of people don't have money, because they're applying the principles as if that will make them money. I'm going to work harder. That's great, but unless you're going in a direction that creates wealth, doesn't matter how hard you work. I really want it. Doesn't matter unless that passion is aimed at something that can create wealth. So again, understand there's a lot of people that they apply those three principles because they think that that's what creates wealth. We hear people, if you've ever watched the Shark Tank, which is one of my favorite shows, you ever watch Shark Tank, you see the sharks up there, they got up there not because they worked hard, but because they worked hard at something that was of value and created wealth. So again, work ethic, and the person down in the factory may work 10 times as hard, but make a fraction of the money because again, money follows a set of principles and it doesn't follow work ethic unless that work ethic is aimed at something that intrinsically creates wealth. So let's go to the two things that do create wealth. What actually attracts wealth to you? The fourth law of money and the first law that really attracts money to you is money is attracted to value. Money is attracted to value. There's a car inside of Gilbert, Arizona that's worth $70 million. I don't know if it's worth $70 million, but it's a Ferrari. A bunch of guys got together. They bought this $70 million car. Why would somebody pay $70 million for a car? Because it held a certain value. Now, why can I not take my Toyota 4Runner and go out and sell it for $70 million? It doesn't call for that kind of value. Money follows what people value. The reason there are certain jobs in the world that demand smaller wages is those jobs are not seen as the highest value jobs in the business. They're not the jobs that create the revenue that can actually pay those jobs. So again, money follows value. The more value you add to people, the more money you will make. There's three things that usually generate money in a company. It's managing people, sales and marketing, and operations. Those are the three things that generate the most revenue inside of a business. And so if you're in one of those legs, you're going to make more money. The more people you manage, the higher wage you earn. Leadership is the highest paid skill in the world. Why? Because the more people you can lead, the more you can grow anything. Money follows value. So we talk a lot on our channel about side hustles. And if you have not, look around our channel and start watching videos on side hustles. What are side hustles really about? They're about adding value to people that will pay you for the value you add. What is the business that I start of real estate? I take other people's money and invest it in real estate for them. What value do I provide? I provide freedom. They can get their money working without having to do any of the work. That's valuable to people. They can invest in deals and never have to find it, never have to raise the capital, don't have to go on the loan, don't have to talk to the property manager, don't have to cut any checks, don't have to open bank accounts, get insurance, make sure maintenance people show up. They don't have to do any of that, and they just make a return on their money. We add value to people by helping them grow their money without them having to do anything. Even this channel. Why do we do this channel? Our channel, the whole point of why we shoot these videos is to add value to people. And our masterminds and the courses we sell and the things we offer to continue to enhance people's lives show that we add value, people invest in our products and services. You provide value and money follows. One of the biggest laws of money we have to get through our head, and this is what people like Elon Musk and Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and the truly wealthy of our time, they understand. When they add value to people, they're highly compensated. Why are tech companies so profitable? At least the tech companies that have exploded, is because they add value to people. It might be an app that we use or something that we use all the time that's highly valuable, and they can add that value to millions of people and generate revenue. Money follows value. So if you want your income to go up, you have to ask this question: how can I add more value to people in a way that they're willing to pay for the value I provide? How can I add value to people in a way they're willing to pay for the value I provide? It's the same thing if you want to get a raise at your job. How can I add value to my employer so that they're willing to pay more money for the value I bring? That's what the wealthy know. The wealthy know money is exchanged for value. It's not exchanged for need, desire, passion, work ethic. It's not exchanged for that. Money is exchanged for value. And the more value you provide to either your company, your business, your customers, the more money you're going to make. That's the power of understanding value. When we look at a property, a multifamily property, what do we look for? If you've been around my channel at all, you know I'm a passionate multifamily buyer. What do we look for? Value add properties we can add value to. Now, why do we want to add value? So we can sell it for more money. So we increase the rents, that building becomes worth more money. So we increase the value and sell it for higher than we bought it for. We add value and we get to exchange that value for money. Money follows value. You have to understand that. If you ever want your income to go from $30,000 a year to $300,000 a year, or $100,000 a year to $1 million a year, you have to understand that money trades for value. The fifth law of money is that money follows strategy. So, for example, let's say I am a chiropractor in town. I help people, and every single person that comes to me, they feel better. Their back, they're sore, and I tweak their back, I twist them a little bit, I push on them a little bit here, push on them a little bit, they walk out feeling amazing. But let's say I don't have a strategy to truly share the value that I offer with people, meaning I'm great once they get through the door, but I don't know how to market my business. It doesn't matter. Money follows strategy, meaning you may be the best value in town, but if nobody knows about you, who cares? So again, value. I may be the best person, the best syndicator. I'm the safest investment for people's money. But if they don't know, if I don't apply the right strategy to get my value in front of people that can pay me for it, then it doesn't matter. All my value stays hidden, and I'm the best kept secret. Value, value, value. But then you have to think, what strategy or what vehicle can I place that value in to disperse it to the world? Wealthy people say this: how can I add the most value to people, and what vehicle will that travel that value to the most people in the world? That's how money works. Money is exchanged on value and is dispersed on strategy. Risen on value, it grows on value, it's dispersed on strategy, and that's where the real wealth is. So I can tweak a few backs and crack a few backs as a chiropractor, but it's when I start getting my value throughout town and everybody's coming to me and I need a third and a fourth office and an eighth office and 10. And man, I've got a system here. Now I can start franchising. And now I've got a real wealth machine because I've dispersed my value proposition to the world. That's how money works. You have to clearly identify the value you provide people that they're willing to pay for. And then you have to get that value to people throughout the entire world. That's how money works. You will not make money any other way. I assure you. Apple, in the transition, hired a CEO. When Steve Jobs was still on the board, he was still owner of the company and running it, but they hired a CEO and they only had him for 9 months. They only had him for 9 months. In that 9 months, they paid him a signing bonus, a salary, and a severance, all equaling about $9 million for 9 months of work. They value leadership at Apple because they know that's the future. They value leadership. However, the guy leaves and he fails at Apple and isn't able to grow that company. That's dispersed. That the value he's saying he offered doesn't really offer that. So again, money goes up on value, but then I have to disperse the value, and then of course I have to deliver on the value. That's how money is made. So now what I want you to do is I want you to take out a piece of paper. This is homework time. Take out a piece of paper. Say, what skills what skills do you have that the world's willing to pay for? That's the law of money. Even in your job, what skill do you have that you could leverage for a promotion in your job? How much money do you make? What's your goal for the next 12 months? How much value do you need to add to people to get to that number? That's how people get wealthy. So before you start thinking you want to make more money, that's the wrong question. How do I make more money? It's the wrong question. The right question, how do I add more value and how do I disperse that value to the world? Before you leave today, make sure you watch our side hustle videos and watch building a business videos. We have them all right here. And make sure you click in the description. You can click that link and download our How to Build Wealth, Manage Money ebook. Make sure you click that, get your free ebook, read through that. It's time to build wealth, but understand it's through value and strategy. I'll see you in the next video.